Does Itachi Uchiha escape the back rooms? I'm gonna answer this question, me, your host, Senpai Bush 911. This is gonna be a really complicated topic, meaning there's gonna be a lot of headcanon, because some of the rooms in the back rooms do things that like alter reality. And I mean like every single one of them. Now if you don't know what the back rooms are, they're a series of liminal spaces that span at least 600 miles square feet with no end seemingly. Although it's pretty confirmed there is an escape of some kind. It's debated in the community of the subreddits whether there is or isn't. But for grace's sake, I'm just gonna say at the 34th level, there's indeed an escape of some kind. But I'm going to X out some factors here. Itachi cannot be Edo Tensei, and Itachi cannot be, Itachi cannot be Edo Tensei, and Itachi cannot be sick. Basically, because if Itachi uses any of his powers while sick, basically peak when Itachi is fighting Sasuke. If he uses any of his Mangekyo Sharingan powers, it's pretty safe to say he's just gonna die right there. And I mean like literally fall to his knees coughing and cannot move. And same thing goes for Edo Tensei, but the opposite. I think it'll be pretty easy for an infinite stamina, infinite chakra, indestructible Itachi that was able to no-diff Nagato in the same light would be pretty easy for him to escape the back room. So we're just going to create a hypothetical Itachi where he has no sickness, but he's also not Edo. So we're just going to make a hypothetical Itachi where he fights Sasuke, but there's no stamina issue whatsoever. There's 34 levels to the back rooms that he has to face. Every room has a chance to spawn an entity in it. Now, for fairness sake, I'm just gonna say every room spawns 5 entities, and in the subreddit or in the wiki, it kind of breaks down that the more rooms you go into, or the higher the number is, the more chance that the more difficult entities are going to spawn. But here, we're just going to say all entities spawn 5, but the higher and closer you get to 34, the harder those entities are going to be to face. So let's say like room 1, he has 5 entities to fight, but they're literally like, they can't move. Like they just don't know what to do against Itachi. But at like 32, they're like MLG pro entities that will like 360 no scope Itachi if he makes the wrong move. I think that's pretty safe. These entities vary from pretty much things that are just standing entities that will stalk him as he moves, and if he's aware of them, can evade them pretty easily. Or a literal virus that if he breaks the canister open, he will die in 24 hours. Or a wall that is literally just 16 eyes floating. That's literally camouflaged like a wall. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Itachi mentally will be fine here. I think his past trauma with him, you know, game ending his clan and all that, and having to pretty much isolate himself with a group of people he does not like for the majority of his life, makes it to where he has a pretty strong mental fortitude. And I mean, you can also say and see in the manga that just him fighting his brother, he is keeping a very strong amount of composure. And I don't know about you, but me having to fight my little brother that I know has vowed to game end me because I game ended his family, that would strike some chords with me, and you can just see that he does not care. So I think mentally he will be fine. There are some tricky entities as we go further along in this video, but for now, we'll say like rooms 0 through 30 will be fine mentally. But contrary to his strength, though, his battle stamina for fighting some of these entities is pretty high. Even if we were to say he's sick, just the fact that Itachi alone was able to take Sasuke's Kyorin full face in the manga and in the anime, and then get up and use Susanoo anyway, I think that in itself is enough to say, you know, he could take some of these entities head on and be fine. This attack leveled the Uchiha Temple and made Zetsu immediately respect Sasuke on a whole different level than other shinobi. And Zetsu is an entity in the Naruto universe that has seen everything, has been around since Kaguya, has been around since the age and dawn of shinobi. So I think for an attack to make him respect Sasuke that much, I think that speaks volumes for Itachi, especially if we're now making a hypothetical healthy Itachi. So it's safe to say that making the basis that he's going to come out physically unharmed from most entities from 0 to 10 is pretty conclusive. But these moving 10 levels down, so from 10 to 20, they might pose a pretty crazy challenge for Itachi. Half of these rooms seem just inescapable and are pretty much on the luck of the draw if you just find the random window that is your escape to the next level. Funny enough, level 12 is a cityscape that has Wi-Fi and a shopping mall equipped with 12 employees. A lot of the levels here are pretty safe, and if we're just going off the basis of the entities, he just has to fight 5 of the same entity he's fought before. So, I mean, honestly, with Itachi's battle IQ, as soon as he figures out how to fight them the first time, he's gonna know how to defeat them quicker the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. Besides the last 4 that he has to go through, so 30 through 34. The 30th level is this skybox that can alter your memories, which is very important. The skybox also has some small islands that kind of surround it that are 2,000 square miles in size and 100,000 square miles apart from each other. They have some stone and rocks below them, but other than that, they're just small flat grass top islands. The entity that spawns in here are unique, and only this one spawns here, and it's the memory lurker. They are small squid-like entities that fly around the skybox frequently, and they kind of lurk around the islands. They're the ones that are going to be an issue for Itachi, because when you interact with one, they immediately wipe your memory. It's going to attack Itachi and try to attach itself to Itachi's brain and face. So this is another gamble on if Itachi's fast enough to actually kill the memory lurker, which I think he is. But the interesting thing is that the escape is unknown for this level. So Itachi has to be resourceful enough to find the level in honestly like an infinite level. I mean, like 100,000 square miles is a wide distance from just one island to the other. To put it in perspective, the distance between these islands are almost about half of what California spans, like in square miles. So California spans in square miles 163,696 square miles, and one of these islands distance is 100. So imagine like about half of California in walking distance or traveling distance, whatever the case may be. And Itachi has to span that just from one island to the next. And there's an infinite amount of islands in this level. So he doesn't know where the exit is and what island, or if maybe it's in the sky, maybe it's underground in any of these one random islands. So I think, like, in my honest opinion, it's not the entities that Itachi has to worry about. It's having to maybe spend his entire life looking for this exit and dying inside of it. The fact that there is no actual known escape in this level, and that this level is seemingly infinite and has very wide ranges of space that he has to cost and travel, which for a ninja in Naruto isn't that insane. They seem to just travel long distances from nation to nation on foot all the time, but they have to stop. They have to rest after a few days, with food, with water, with, you know, other people to keep them company. Itachi has to do this alone, no food, just willpower. And I think that in itself is the whole reason why he's going to die. But I want to extend this video just a little longer, and I want to maybe state that there is this big red sign that says here is the exit in the next island next to him that he spawns on, so that he just has to travel 100,000 square miles to get to the exit. We'll just say that. So then he escapes room 30, and we'll go on to the next room. I will also add one bit before we go to the next level that I think I mentioned previously that Itachi's battle power here is well high enough to really take care of all the entities that are in this, besides a few that are up ahead in this list. So that's why I haven't really been talking about him power scaling versus any of these entities. Because I'm assuming these entities can be destroyed, and Itachi has insanely potent battle power, enough to be considered in the top 3 strongest Akatsuki. And if we talk about the top 3 strongest Akatsuki, there's one that beats Sage Naruto in a fight, also beats Sage Jiraiya in a fight, also beats pretty much the entire city of Konoha. And Itachi at healthy is at least scaled similar to that. They're very much relative. So that's why I haven't really been talking about battle power or power scaling Itachi in any way. Just because, like, a lot of these entities are like Dark Souls level entities where, like, in the grand scheme of things, if you were just acting stupid and got caught, then yeah, they would kill you. But Itachi is not a Dark Souls character, and Itachi's battle power is pretty insane. On to the next level. This is a pretty funny one, actually. Level 31 is a roller rink with no entities inside it, and the escape is the lounge. So it's just like the back room in the lounge. So he escapes level 31. Yeah. I guess we're on to level 32, which is also going to be kind of insane for Itachi. Level 32 is a forest, a dark forest to be specific, that spans infinitely as well, with 2 entities only that roams it. Belle, who is a woman that wears a Victorian dress. If you chase after her, you'll end up seeing her second form if you lose sight of her after the chase, and her second form, that being the Skeleton Queen, who is a tall skeletal figure in a black tattered dress who can control the entire domain around her. If Itachi treats her with respect, he can pass without fighting, but if he's disrespectful or rude in any way, she can pretty much turn the entire room into like a death trap. So funny enough, there's also not an exit for this level. the only real way to leave it is allowing... Sorry, if the Skeleton Queen allows you to leave. And even then, it doesn't take you to the actual exit. It takes you into either another forest or a level that's different. But I'm just going to say, for hypothetical purposes, that when she allows you to pass, that he's just going to have an imaginary exit sign pop in front of him, and then he leaves to the next room. I'm going to say in Itachi's character, it's pretty self-explanatory that I don't think he's going to immediately try to attack this woman. I think it's in his character that if he sees one person here, he's going to try to figure out why. Because the man knocks on Naruto's door in the first season when he's supposed to be kidnapping him. I mean, any terrorist that knocks on a person's door is pretty respectful. But I do want to say that after the skeletal creature comes out, he might have a different opinion on that. I would say that if he sees a skeletal creature, at any point, he might start attacking, and then that might also... It's kind of headcanon-y because we see in the anime that Itachi doesn't actually present himself aggressive until the fight has gone grand enough to be kind of a outside in the open kind of fight. 10 minutes into the fight with Sasuke and Itachi, it's still a genjutsu fight, and Zetsu doesn't even know they have been battling genjutsu with each other the whole time. But then we go with Kuramamo Naruto, stage 1, and Edo Itachi. That fight is definitely a fight, and you can tell by the way they're attacking each other. So I think that it just kind of depends on what is happening, and I think with the information gathered from the Skeleton Queen, those attacks are going to look very dangerous. I can only imagine that she's going to try to shrink the room in on him, or try to entrap him with forest stuff. It'll look almost exactly like wood style if you really think about it, because she can control the forest itself. So Itachi might very well think that this is some wood style creature that can just has Hashirama cells. And I think that in itself is also going to be a reason why Itachi doesn't leave the forest. I think it's obvious here that I've been giving Itachi free get out of jail free cards this whole video. I definitely know Itachi's not gonna make it out of the rooms past level 30, 28 even. I do think that if we do give him these get out of jail free cards, that yeah, it's just honestly that the backrooms is such a reality warping entity that it's really hard for someone that for the most part has really grounded and not too broken abilities besides stuff in the Sharingan. But his Sharingan is literally useless in a situation like this because he can't... These entities aren't organisms or anyway. I mean, you could try putting a Skeleton Queen in Tsukiyomi, but we don't... It's not even living. It's not a living thing. You can't put an Edo in Tsukiyomi. Actually, we don't actually know that, but I'm gonna assume you can't put an Edo in Tsukiyomi. So I think Itachi, as just him alone and healthy, I think it's really hard to escape the backrooms for Itachi. And I think literally the entire cast of Naruto, besides maybe Sasuke and Naruto, either Boruto era or Sage of Six Paths era, both of those two could definitely escape the backrooms just because they're pretty much universal. They can go outside of dimensions. I mean, Sasuke literally can just teleport out. Same with maybe Obito and Kakashi when he gets the dual Mangekyo. I think those characters could definitely escape the backrooms, but that's because they have insanely busted abilities that either allow them to travel outside of realms, or their strength and resources are that enough alone to allow them to escape in the first place, i.e. being Obito, Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke. I don't even think, like, Kaguya would too, but I don't even think, like, Dual Renegon Jubi Madara would, or, like, we don't know if Jubito has the Kamui anymore, because we don't see him use it. So I don't think Jubito would either if he doesn't have Kamui. Yeah, the Backrooms is just, like, an insane reality warping kind of entity. With grounded characters like Naruto, that it's just be really hard to escape it. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know if you guys want a new character for the Escaping the Backrooms series. There is gonna be another Who's More Evil coming out too, but I'm just waiting on Attack on Titan to get finished, and I think that's a kind of leak on who one of the characters is going to be, and then we'll figure out who that other character is as well. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if you want, and I will have another video out in 2-3 weeks. Bye bye.